Hi everybody, welcome back to Clock Math, and we're going to continue our look at how to tell time. So you should have ready with you today for the lesson the clock that you made, and you should also have this piece of paper ready to go. It'll be downloaded from our schedule I sent out to parents, and you'll also need to be working on some of these today with this lesson. So pull those out. Let's be ready. Have a pencil ready and an eraser, bottle of water, ready to go. All right. So let's start with the review. I know that there was a worksheet for a review this week before today's lesson, and this was reminding us on how to tell time with using the hour and with using the half past the hour. So that should have been a good review for you for today, so you're ready to move on past these particular times. So the last day we did this, we had our fun clock with us, our school clock. This is a learning clock, and it shows a lot of different things here. It's kind of fun because it does show some of the gears inside, and it does actually work. Last time I thought they weren't working, but they are working just fine. I can see them better when I look at it. Looking through here, I can't see them well, but I want you to know those gears are just fine and working. And so remember that the shorthand, that's always important to remember, the shorthand points to the hour, we say, and the longhand is the minute hand that will move around slowly every minute it goes by until we finally notice the hour hand is starting to move when I go really slow like that, because the gears are made so that it works together. So if I do this, you see I'm going to speed up some time. This isn't regular time, but watch that shorthand too. It's working. It's going to get somewhere. It's the hour hand. So if we stop at the bottom, we know that's halfway around the clock or half past that hour. And we have what time, everybody? Yeah, 8:30. If you said 8:30 or half past 8, you're correct. Let's go to one more time for practice. Let's go to 1 something. Well, will I make it 1 o'clock? Let's make it 1 o'clock. We're pointing to the top. There's 1 o'clock because the minutes are at the top. If I wanted 1:30, I would ask you, what would we do? I might have a volunteer come up, even teacher of the day come up and show us 1:30. So can you build your clock to make 1:30 right now? Can you go ahead and make that? Okay, so now I'm going to go to 1:30. Let's see if my clock and your clock are the same. Halfway around to the bottom, there we are. Did you move your hour hand in between and point to the bottom for 30 minutes? Okay, that would say 1:30 or half past 1. Okay, let's build one more because I know using your clock is also helpful. So let's see. Oh, let's go to snacking time at home. Maybe 4 something. Let's build 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. You might be having an after-school snack. Okay, there we are. And 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock for the hour. O'clock for the top because we're at the very beginning. I'm going to make half an hour change now, so go to 4:30. Build me 4:30, please. Make sure you move your hour hand. 4:30 should look like this on your clock. Okay, there's 4:30 or half past the hour. Okay, so make sure that you're practicing those at home. Mom and Dad could just call out a time for you and have you build it on your clock, and that's a good way to learn and practice at home. All right. So on this sheet here today, this is a special sheet to look at. It's not a clock. It's not going to tell us a time. What it's doing is showing us how the minutes are going to be working. And so we don't see these on the outside of a clock usually. And you see it's missing the hour hand and the minute hand because we don't need it for this activity. But I need you to pay attention and listen closely because telling the time on a clock like this, there's a lot of working parts. A lot, and you have to know what part to look at to tell the time. So we already know on these clocks that the long hand is the minute hand and the short hand is the hour time, and it tells us the hour name. Well, let's learn more about the minutes, okay? 30 minutes passed, we already know that. Well, let's talk today about 15 minutes and over here 45 minutes. Well, how did we get there? Well, you can see on the outside of the clock they've labeled where the minutes are, and we're counting in a pattern of by fives. Can you see that? Everything goes up by 5. Let's count it. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And at a clock, that's all we need is 60 minutes to the top, tells us the o'clock hour. And so how did we get from 60 to 5? Well, we start from the beginning. So this little mark is a 1, then a 2, then a 3, then a 4, then a 5. See, that worked out. Let's see if we can get to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got there. One more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's stop there. You can see the pattern is there. I want you to pause this video and I want you to use your pencil and mark those in between numbers on the outside. And I'll show you how to do that right now before you pause. This will be 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Let me bring it closer for you. Can you see how I got there? So each one of those little ticks will have to have a corresponding number in the right pattern. So if we're thinking of these ones individually, these are going up by 1 each time, but we got to 5. 1 each time will take us to 10. So what comes after 5? Of course, 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then there's the 10 written for us. So can you pause that video and go ahead and write in all of those around the clock just like I did. You'll have to write a little bit small because it needs to fit inside there. If you write big, then you can extend your line out further so it's up higher. It just won't look like it's in sequence, but it's still there and I can still see, and you can see that each one of these little marks means 1 minute of time has passed on the clock. So pause your video and please write those in because it'll really help you for this lesson. Okay, so if you did pause and you did do it, that's great. If you're just going to watch this video from beginning to end, then you can go back and do that work, okay? Because you'll need to fill it in to help you. All right, so I'll just write that one more time on our really cool, nifty writing board here. This is from our classroom, everybody? And this is I usually do this in our guided reading, but I get to use it for math at home too. So usually at school, I've got a whiteboard, but it's massive across the schoolroom, right? So, but here I have this at home for me. So remember the 12, I'm going to just pick the hour, 3, 6, and 9. And that's the inside of the clock. You see that? I picked 3, 6, and then the 9. Because today we're going to talk about in 15 minutes what the clock does. So we've done our little marks, and there's 5 minutes, right? If I do that all the way to here, then this one sits at how many minutes? Look at your clock. Look at your tracing the numbers. What's the number 3? That tells us 15 minutes has passed. Yeah. Oh, all the way down to here now. So if this goes to here, all the way to here, how many minutes? Yeah, 30 minutes down here. We already know that. It's below the 12. Then another 15 minutes to here is, yep, 45. And then all the way around to the top gets us to, whoop, I drew that box kind of small, 60. Can you see that okay from there? So you have exactly this on that sheet, okay? So that's the same thing. I just drew it for us again, just to help us learn. So I'm going to erase this top piece here because I need to show us what this looks like. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to draw my arrow from the 60 to 15. So we know now that this clock is divided into groups of 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And so from here to this location on the clock means 15 minutes has passed by. 15 minutes is about a recess time. Okay, another 15 minutes, so 15 plus 15 gives us 30 minutes. Then another 15 minutes will give us 45 minutes. Then another 15 takes us to the top of the hour, 60 minutes. So you can go 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15, if you want to add them, that's equal to 60. But if we made that multiplication, what we've been working on, how many groups of 15 did we say there? I noticed 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups of 15. Okay, so we have 15 times 4 groups. I'm going to do this math, is 60 minutes. Okay, so 4 15s gives us 60 minutes. So that's how we get around the clock. Well, let's take a look then at the first worksheet. Can you see that okay? Yeah. And this one's called 15 minutes after the hour. Well, we already know after the hour is past the hour, 8:30 or 30 minutes past. And I'll show you on our big clock again. Take a look. So that time was 2 o'clock, and I'll show you that. So let's take a look. 2 o'clock. We start at 2. And so we want to go 15 minutes past that hour. 15 minutes. And I'm going to show you quickly, how did I know to go to the 3? Okay, that's 15 minutes past the 2 o'clock hour. Look here, 15 minutes past is at the 3 of the clock, so I know that. Remember, the shorthand's telling me the hour, and this is the minute hand. And the minutes on this practicing clock is out here in the blue, okay? So we know that each one of these little ticks is a minute. That's 5 minutes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. Because the clock moves ahead all the time. So it's moving after the hour all the time until we get to a certain time of the day that we need it to get to. So let's see. So that's 15 minutes past 2 o'clock. Can you take your clock now for me? Your practice clock. And build me that, please. Show me that. Watch that you make sure that the shorthand is here and that longhand is out here on the minutes. Go ahead. 15 minutes past 2 o'clock. Okay, so hopefully you managed that okay. So let's look at our worksheet up here. You notice that it's shaded, it's darker. It's showing you that it's moved 15 minutes from here to here, just like I was showing you here. 15 minutes from here to here. That's why it's shading that. Now they put in the little clock hands. They have the hour hand there and the minute hand's pointing over here because it's going to be pointing out. We will start to learn to know that this means 15 minutes, okay? And let's look at 7:15. This is the example, no work here, just an example. So the hour hand is pointing to just past the 7 there, and we know that in the minutes it went from top to the 3 again, the same pattern. It's just that the hour has changed. So it said 7:15, and here it said 2:15. Okay, so let's practice one more time here, maybe 2 more times. Let's choose another hour. So using your practice clock, I'm going to choose, let's see, 5 o'clock. Can you build 5 o'clock, please? And now we want to move the minute hand to 15 minutes past 5 o'clock. Go ahead, do it on your practice clock and see if you match mine. I'm going to put mine away and I'm going to build it so you can't see it. And I'm waiting for you to build yours. Okay, I think most of you are done. So if your clock looks like this, then you've told me the time is 15 minutes past 5 o'clock. Okay, so I'm just going to rewind it a little bit to again teach one more time. I know some people need to hear it more than 1 or 2 or 3 times, and that's fine. I learned that way as well myself. So 5 o'clock, remember our hour is going to go around the clock like this. It's going to go past that hour all the way until it changes to the 6 o'clock time. And so that's what the job of the minute hand is it's taking its slow turns and it changes the hour from minute to minute. And now we're going to watch it in 15 minutes, right? So build your clock at 6 o'clock. So we went all the way to the top. We're going to go 15 minutes past 6 o'clock. Past. And there we are. It went past past 6 o'clock. And that's why we call it 15 minutes past the hour. Okay? So looking at your worksheet here, for 15. So the first one's going to be done for us here. They put the answer on the line. Can you take your practice clock for me? Build 4:15. Okay, go ahead. Here we go. 4 o'clock and 4:15 is past the hour. There we are. Your clock should look just like that. 4:15. Are we good? All right, let's try some of those worksheets. Let's do the next one. Oh, that's a challenge one. I like that one. Both the hands are lined up on top of each other. Can you build that time on your clock, please? Let's build that. I'm going to build it on that practice clock too. So we have, looks like I'm looking at look at your worksheet. Both of your hands are pointing to the 3. Okay, one is for the hour and the other one's for the minutes. There. See that? So that means it's pointing to that 3 o'clock hour, but this is 15 minutes past the hour. 15 minutes past. Okay, got it? All right, I'll let you do the rest of that. And you can, if you want to take and pause the video and while you're fresh, and we have been talking about this, go ahead and finish those ones on that page. And now you're back. So the next thing you're going to learn about is how to tell 45 minutes past the hour. 45 minutes past the hour. And parents, if you're listening at home, we'll keep it to the minutes for now. We're not going to introduce the quarter to or quarter after just yet. I want to have the concept of the minutes that go by in a sequence, okay? So 45 past the hour. Well, if you look at your trace the numbers sheet, we know that we have to go around until we hit 45 over there. So at the hour we start here, we go 15 minutes past the hour, 30 minutes past the hour, 45 minutes past the hour. We're still on the way to the top. So we're still going past that one of the hours that we made. So let's practice that on the big clock, and I want you to build this with me on your practice clock at home. I'm going to start. Can you start with me at 2 o'clock? Can you make 2 o'clock, please? And there's 2 o'clock. Okay, 2 o'clock. Can you go with me to 15 minutes past the hour? There it is. 15 minutes past 2 o'clock. Okay, make sure you build yours. Now let's go to 30 minutes past the hour, or half past. 30 minutes. 30. And we know that because on this sheet we have 30 minutes at the bottom. And if we continue to the next group of 15 minutes, it's over here, right? We practiced that, we've seen that on there. So let's go there. Wow, That's 15 or 45 minutes past this hour, because it lines up with the 45 on the other side. And that's where the hands are positioned. And if I go another 15 minutes, what happens? Oh, it's now 3 o'clock. So now we're thinking in chunks of 15, 15, 15, 15. Remember, 4 of the 15s get us to 60. And here we're at the top at 60. Remember, 60 at the top here. All right. So that's 45 minutes past. Did you make that with me? Can you start now at 6 o'clock, please? Build 6 o'clock for one last practice, 6 o'clock. And if your clock looks like that, you are right. The minute hand pointing down, the hour hand pointing down and the minute hand pointing up. Let's go to 15 minutes past. 15 minutes past 6. 30 minutes past 6. What's this one? Whoop. 45 minutes past the hour. That's how we know to do that. So on your worksheets for this week, you can finish them today or whenever you have time to work on those. There's 4 of them. We'll notice that it'll say the hours, it'll say the minutes, the hour and then the minute. So in here, on the learning part at the top, there's always an example up here to show you. So look at those. It gave you the hour and the minutes. It gives the hour and the minutes. And here it gave us the answer. But here you have to figure out, oh, what hour am I at? And is that 15 minutes past? Yeah, this will be the 15 minutes for sure. So there's our hour hand. So it was at 6. 15 minutes past would make it be, yeah. That's how we're going to work that. And here's our 45 minute where it's all shaded in for us. And all the way to 45 minutes. All the way to 45 minutes. So you keep your eye on the hour hand to tell you the hour. Then how far did that minute hand go? And I want you to build these when you're practicing looking at those, okay? Parents, if you could start them off at 5 o'clock and ask 45 minutes later, show them that, and that'll give you the answer there, okay? So I'm hoping that's going to work for you guys today, and thanks for learning that. And it's hard to do it at home without me there, but I know Mom and Dad are there to help you. And thanks for listening today, and we'll carry on the next time I see you for clock math. Have a great day, everybody.